Honored to lift and to love on the luminaries of our industry, not only in the theater, but across the entertainment industry as well. So many times we gather in memoriam. Right. So this is a moment for us to not gather over tears of sadness, of loss, but to celebrate our luminaries while they are here.
Living legends.
And while they can hear us.
That's right.
And so normally we do the Spotlight series over Zoom, and if you've been following us, we post them on our social media platforms. This is our first live interview. And I thought how fitting it is to open our lives with the one and the only, the inimitable, the legend himself, VEREEN. I want us to look around the room, and I want us to realize as you look around, go ahead, look around the room.
I'm looking.
This grouping was intentional. There are not a lot of spaces set aside for us to get together, to share information, to encourage each other, to glean from each other. There are not a lot of spaces where brothers can get together and just share. And so I'm excited that we've got a beautiful space to gather so that we can glean, yes, from Ben, but that we'll glean from one another. And it is my hope that in our series of doing these, that one out of the series of 5 will be live and we'll get to be in space to glean from and then to share with our legends. And if you look around this room, there are some upcoming legends too. And so I'm excited. My granddaddy would say, I'm peacock proud and hyena happy. That's right, I'm from Chicago, we're a bunch of bandits. I am beyond thrilled that we can be together for this moment. Black Broadway Men, we've got a lot of them initiatives that we're gonna talk about. And before we jump into our time event, I just wanna celebrate my brothers here, Anthony Wayne. Terrence Archie. Sir Black back there working on these are the brothers who put their brains and their hearts together to create space for us. And so I never want a moment to go by without honoring them for their hearts and for their passion for Black men in this industry. So can we just love on them?
Love you.
Please.
Hey.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, take it. Thank you for being here. Again, it is a pleasure, and thank you, Damone, for being you as well. Black Broadway Men is a 501c3 nonprofit that celebrates, educates, and motivates Black men of the Broadway and theater community. For years, I myself personally have been doing Broadway shows and doing work where I've always felt like I was the only one. And a lot of times it's hard for us to build community. Most times when we see each other, it's either in a room where we're competing against each other or out at the club or any other situation that may be. But myself and a bunch of other guys got together and just discussed what are the principles of being a Black Broadway man. And it's not just a man and anyone who identifies as such as well. So it's our nonprofit is Unity, Strength, and Legacy. We create unity by finding strength through education opportunities to embrace the legacy that have come before us, because we are the legacy for those to come after us. So unity, strength, and legacy are our pillars. And so we've been doing work over these past 5 years, going on 6, and it's really beautiful for us to be able to share with you tonight. We are a nonprofit, so we are open to donations and things of that nature.
Say that again.
We
Say
are
that one
open
more
to
time.
donations and things of that nature.
Yeah.
We have a
One more
lot-
time. Say it
yeah,
one more time.
open to donations and things of that nature. There's a QR code on the cards that you see there, so if you would like to give tonight or today or tomorrow or later, you know, no donations too small, no donations too large. But yeah, share with others, share with friends, and just know that we are here for those that are to come, because there's also some other young man that's very, very far away who's in his black tights and his white t-shirt, dancing with a bunch of other women, feeling like he's the only one. And so for him to know that we were them, it's really kind of beautiful. So that's the passion and the mission of why Black Broadway Men is here. We plan on extending and doing more things in the future, having probably one here in New York, in DC, Atlanta, LA, London, or what have you. That's the kind of premise. And so this next year we have a lot of great programming that's coming up. But tonight I'm so honored and happy and grateful for you, Damone, for you, Mr. VEREEN, and for you all to be here. And as the founder and creator, it's like, one of the founding members, is just like, it's beautiful to think that something that we all talked about during COVID has just blossomed so beautifully, you know? So anyway, have a good time.
One other thing before we jump into this, because one of the founders, Jesse L. Kearney, we would not be here.
That's right.
Were it not for Jesse, and we lost Jesse unexpectedly
In January.
In January, and so I just want to take a moment to honor him in silence, to honor him, and then why don't you let your mind slip back for a moment and think of that brother who is no longer here with us physically in the physical realm, who encouraged you, who pushed you, who fought for you. Let's take a moment to remember Jesse and that person. Go ahead, close your eyes, however you need to connect, and let's just take a moment. I love that when we take a moment to remember, they're not so distant, they're now present in this space with us. And so we honor their presence here tonight as well. Let's jump into the thing. It is, can you hear me, or do we need to talk with this? I guess it's echoing and stuff.
It's an echo. Yeah.
It's an echo, it's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben, can they hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Yay. This is gonna be tricky for me.
I'll have to use it because you won't be able to hear me.
Well, yeah, we got it. This conversation is gonna be tricky for me because in the '90s there was a group called Good Vibes in Chicago that Ben VEREEN started, and I was a part of that group. I was a part of that group going to a private performing arts high school. There were 181 students in that school. Out of 181 students, maybe 15 of us were black. And I grew up listening to Pippin. I grew up watching All That Jazz and seeing this man leap across what felt like oceans in such a beautiful way. And I wanted to do that. So to see that man and then to walk up those flights of stairs at the Chicago Academy for the Arts, to be in a room and to share space and to have your life directly impact mine, I'm really trying not to break down in tears for this moment. You, more than you will ever know. When I say Baba, Papa Ben, I mean, we were at the Broadway Day of Dance, and he's like, one of my kids. And I was like, I'm Ben's kid. Yeah, I'm Ben's kid. My heart beams. And so I'm doubly excited for you to have this moment that I got to spend with him as a kid, now as an adult. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you for back then.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So because we know the trajectory of your career. I want your life, then your journey is astounding. You have overcome odds that should have, could have, would have taken out many others. But you are standing here, sitting here, moving through space against the odds when people counted you out. Can we go back to that October 10th day in 19 blah, 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 when it all started? Talk to me about Mom and Pop VEREEN.
First of all, it's an honor to be here to share with you, young black men who are going into the theater. Not going to the theater, going into life. Because we are the expressions of our ancestors in today. And what we do, they are watching. So be careful how you use your words.
Okay.
And how you use your careers. Because they've laid the pathway for us. It's interesting, I didn't come to that knowledge until after I did Roots. You know, and I began to look back and go, wow. Yeah, because understand, growing up, I grew up in Brooklyn, you know, a little town called Brooklyn, New York.
Williamsburg.
Yeah, Brooklyn?
Yours.
Yeah. When I first heard about the High School of Performing Arts, and it was in Manhattan, I had never left Brooklyn. I thought I needed a passport to go to Manhattan. Because there are people in Brooklyn today, just like that, they don't leave Brooklyn. I wasn't planning on leaving Brooklyn, but Brooklyn introduced me to a lot of expressions of the inner self through church. Like a lot of us now in the church. Church has opened up a lot of doors for us. But it's also the arts. We didn't look at it as the arts, we look at it as church. We go to church. But it's an art form. And through that art form, the members would bring back ideas such as The King and I, such as Christmas Carol, and put it on the church. I had a teacher named Mr. Hill in the junior high school 178. And he did a production of The King and I at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. 50 black people were in the orchestra, all black cast, in costumes. I'd never seen anything like this. I sat in the wings and I studied everybody's move. I played the interpreter, you know, the one on the ground. But I sat in the wings, I studied everybody. PTA had a meeting and I got to perform. I went and made me a costume. And I sang a puzzlement. I was a track and field man in junior high school. I was planning on going to Boys High, because I wanted to run track for Boys High. You know, I was pretty fast. Had to be fast, I'm from Brooklyn.
Even now.
So my junior high school principal, Benjamin Raster, he asked me what school was I going to. And I told him Boys High. He said, and I told him, he said, what do you want to do with your life? I said, well, I want to go to the military. I want to learn how to fly planes and shoot things and blow up things. He said, you're wasting your time. He said, try out for the High School for the Performing Arts. And I went, what is that? Where is that? Because they got to understand, I grew up in what they call the ghetto. The ghetto. But it wasn't the ghetto, it was get to live. In my community, although all the merchants were white, the community was black, but we were family. If I did something bad, one of the neighbors would pop me beside the head. They take me to my mother. She popped me beside the head. She said, now you wait for your father. Now that's the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Trinity. Trinity.
Straighten it right out. Right? But the neighborhood in those days was about community. It's about helping one another, not a government. At that point, I forget who was in power. I think it was Nixon or yeah, sounds like it. They would give money to the communities. And they take the money, and these guys come in, they take the money, they start little dance troops. But they buy mansions like this. They let us have pennies. But there's something going on greater than that. It's a spiritual thing. Mm. It's a God thing, Allah thing, Buddha thing, Jesus thing. It's that energy of a higher consciousness. Mm-hmm. That same energy called me and sent Benjamin Raskin to say, no, you need to go to the high school for performing arts. I'm thinking, as I said, oh, I need a passport to get to Manhattan. And I went to the school, and it was different. It wasn't the hood. I saw young people in tights and women, young girls dancing classical. I saw Arthur Mitchell on the wall. I said, wow, what is going on here? What is this? And sitting at the table was a bunch of white people. I didn't know who they were because I wasn't into the arts. But there were Martha Graham, George Balanchine, a few unknowns. I did my little dance to Killer Joe, at Quincy Jones. When I got through the dance, Dr. Rachel Yoakum, who was the head of the dance department, she came over. She said, how did you do? I said, I. He said, excuse me. I said, I. I'm from Brooklyn, come on. She said, you mean all right? I said, yeah, I. She said, so what's your name? I said, Benjamin. She said, excuse me. I said, Benjamin. She said, you mean Benjamin? I said, yeah, Benjamin, who about you? Next thing you know, my mother got a letter saying I was accepted to high school for performing arts. Now my background with my parents, my mother was a maid. My father worked in a paint factory. My mother worked her can off, butt off, to give me everything I needed. We didn't have much.
But they were both also in the theater too, right?
No.
No?
That's a lie. You gotta watch what you read.
Tell me about it.
We read everything you believe in Google. My mother and father knew nothing about the theater. Okay. But my mother had a dream. She wanted something better for her son, rather than him cleaning floors, washing dishes, pressing clothes for white people. She had a dream for her son. She knew nothing about the arts. Nothing about the arts. My dad, he was in the television. Remember those days they had Philcos, right? Big, huge television set. And you sit there and you watch it, and you go to sleep. In those days, they had 3 channels. ABC, NBC,
CBS.
And he sit there and watch it, and then at 12 midnight,
off.
Da 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 da.
And it goes off.
Happy morning. I said, I'm going to turn up the signal. Don't touch that TV. Damn, just quiet. That was his church. That was his mechanism that washed his brain.
Right.
He was addicted to it. But Mom had a dream. Mom saw a little boy somewhere she could not go. She knew it wasn't going to be here. You're not going to clean floors. You're not going to scrub dishes. You're going to be somebody. I knew what being somebody was. I knew I couldn't be what I was. When I got to high school of performing arts, my first day, I used to sing with a group called the Sensational Twilights of Brooklyn. had continental suits. Remember continental suits? No collar suits, you know. Blue, sharp little thing. We sit there, we say, oh, Mary, don't you weep. I wore that suit to school. My mother brought me the attaché case. And I went and bought my ballet slippers. Now, come on, this was gangs. Ballet slippers. I'm just wearing brogans, you know. Tights, I couldn't talk to nobody. None of the guys on the block. T-shirts, and I put them in this attaché case. I go up to the school, first day, standing in line with everybody else. And there's only like, 3 black kids in the whole school. Gotta be the class. Myself, Winston Hemsley, Jerry Grimes. I was standing there. They said, an examiner said, okay, get ready for class. I go into the dressing room. Everybody's put on their tights and their leotards. I go in, and their t-shirts. I go in, my tights on, my ballet slippers, my t-shirt, and I put back on my suit. Be proper. You go back out. Dr. Uncle said, are you gonna take class today? I said, yes. She said, well, where's your uniform? I said, I have no underwear. They're wearing their underwear. Get it, I dress room, put on there. And I came out and I did my first class with May O'Donnell, morning dance class. And the first time I bent over to do my pliés, something changed inside me. And I saw the arts as a different avenue of expression for myself. I didn't go to the arts thinking, well, I'm the only black cat in the class. No, I will be the best black cat in the class. See, they're thinking he's a black kid. No, I'm thinking I'm gonna be the best I can be. You will not stand in my way. I won't let myself stand in my way. That senior year, I did a piece for Helen Tamiris called Negro Spirituals. Since we had, mainly it was the only class with a number of, African or blacks, colored, I think in those days, or Negroes, in the class. She did Negro Spirituals, a beautiful piece. I did Go Down Moses. A woman named Nette Carroll saw me in production. She was a teacher at the school. She came up and she said, I want you to do this show I'm doing down at Greenwich Youth Theater. Oh, okay. She said, we're doing a production down there and I think you'd be great for it. It's a little show called The Prodigal Son. It's written by a guy named Langston Hughes. That started, that was a good one. That started all. But Mom and Dad didn't know. Matter of fact, Dad refused to recognize that I was in the theater. They had no feelings about the theater. They were survivors. Dad worked at a paint factory, Mom worked at, in the evenings, we just sit around the table talking about writers, talking about politicians, talking about finances. No. We sat around the table talking about, you want some more beans? Mom said, here's some beans to make you fart. We didn't have those conversations, but Mom had a dream.
So if they were not so involved, how do you then navigate that life between Brooklyn and Manhattan without that kind of
guidance, support? I often say this, there's something within. And we forget that. That there's something within, that calling within us. It'll take us various places. We know not where it'll take us. But if we say, I'll go. I'll go. Then the universe says, here it is. We don't know what it's going to be, right, Charles? You know, you see somebody go, wow, that, and you find yourself walking on the path, and that's going to the universe and come this way. So my guidance along my way was not the various people. I'm thankful for the people that guided me along my way. But they was the angels that were sent in order that the universe had used to guide me. Make sense?
Yes. So this young man embarks upon this career. You're singing with the Sensational Twilights.
Yeah.
Singing at churches all over the place. And then you roll up on a young lady. Your first wife.
Oh yeah.
Your first wife.
Roll up on her, right?
You rolled up on her, and then you all created a little life.
Yes.
And so now you're freshly into this industry, and now as this young man with a family trying to navigate in this time, family and art. Talk to us about that journey coming into this and trying to carry that balance.
You know, I try to be. Thank you. The universe has various ways of using us. We call it a certain thing because of our humanness and because of our societal training and manipulation of our minds. But the universe already has its laid out for us. I was wanting to be a minister. I still am a minister. I just shifted my pulpit. When my first marriage was thinking that was the path. That was for me. But the universe said, no.
Not quite.
Not quite. And one day I'm walking down the street after that was sort of over. And you can read about it in the book.
Can't take it, we won't hang there long. Keep moving.
And I end up on 42nd Street, right by the performing arts. And I'm saying being very Christian at the time. I'm very spiritual at this time. I'm Buddhist also. I'm Muslim, I'm Buddhist, I'm all that right now. And I'm standing there, I'm going, what now? What do I do now? That didn't work out. What do I do now? So I started walking down the street, and there was a newsstand on the corner of 46th and 7th and Broadway. I pick up backstage, I'm reading through backstage, and I went by it, so I picked it up. And I looked for the casting, and there was an open call for a show called Sweet Charity. Open call now.
Open.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Open call. I've got an equity card. Open.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Right.
For a show called Sweet Charity. Going to a place I thought was in Europe called Las Vegas. Starring a lady named Juliette Prowse. Orla Kelly. Elaine Dunn.
Yes.
At the Palace Theater.
Yeah.
I go to the Palace Theater, and it was like entering the opening of All That Jazz. Every male dancer in the world was on that stage.
And tell us who the director choreographer was.
I was getting to that.
Then come on.
So I'm
We
standing
have a part of the story.
Everybody's all like this, waiting. Eddie Gasper standing on the side, so I preps this up. And down the middle of the aisle comes this guy named Bob Fosse. Bob comes on stage, he's smoking a cigarette. He welcomes us. And then he does the combination, smoking the cigarette. The ashes were hanging out of the cigarette. He did the entire combination, and the ashes never fell.
Right.
Then he said, then he flipped it. Okay, do the combination. We can do the combination, but watching the ashes. It make a long story longer. I ended up getting that shot, and that was it. And then I went to a place that when I flew on the plane, And first of all, you know, I was with one of the cast members last night, and it reminded me when I went to my first costume fitting. They were making me a costume with my name in it. They made me shoes for me, brand new. I never had none of this had ever happened. I'm this kid from Brooklyn, running the streets, running with gangs, singing in church. Now they're making me a costume.
Gangs at church.
Now I get on a plane. I'm flying in a plane. We're going to a little dot called Las Vegas. It was a dot in those days, in the desert. We got off the plane, matter of fact, the airport was so small, they handed you your bags as you got off the plane. That's how small it was. Desert. And all of a sudden, casinos, huge casinos. We went to a place called Caesar's Palace. Wow. Juliet Prowse. I'd never seen anything like that. I mean, there were neon signs the size of tenement buildings. Wow. People's names on them. People like Sammy Davis Jr. I'd only seen on television. You know, Frank Sinatra and all these heavy hitters. And there I was on the stage in Las Vegas. I'm going through the casino one day, and there was a guy walking around, his name was Joe Louis. And the mob paid Joe Louis just to walk in the casino.
Wow.
Just to say, no, man, you're champ.
Wow.
We know you ain't got no money, we're gonna give you money, just walk around. People don't know that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sweet Charity opens the door. It's the door opener between your relationship to Bob Fosse, and you mentioned Sammy Davis Jr. Because then Sammy would go on to do the movie of
Yes.
Sweet Charity.
Yes, he did.
And you would go in, and not in your track, but you were in an ensemble track for the film. Talk about the relationship that was developed between you and Sammy in that journey.
Okay, Sam, you making me talk about my whole book.
I did my research, I did homework.
I met Sam in Las Vegas, and he went on the air and he said in those days, I know what it's like to be a colored performer, because those days were colored. He said, and I know how hard it is to make in this business. So if anyone wants to talk to me, I'm here. Wow, Sammy Davis was talking to me. Wow. So I pulled myself together. So I'm coming to the casino, Nero's Nook, about 50 of his closest friends. And I went over to him and I said, Mr. Davis, he said, talk to my secretary. I said, excuse me? Do you know who I think I am? Well, I ended up doing Sweet Charity with Las Vegas. Got a telegram from, Bob Fosse asked me to do it in San Francisco. And he'd come up there, and I didn't know it. And then he called me, he said, I want you to do Daddy Brubeck on the road with Cheetah Rivera. And that's when I met Madonna, Cheetah. And Cheetah and I, we were in Canada. And I got to receive a telegram. Now I got to explain to the young people what telegrams are. Piece of paper. And I go downstairs and say, Gina, look, Bob wants me to do the film. She said, look, I got a film too. So we flew out to California, to Universal Lot. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna do Daddy Brubeck. I'm never doing it on the road, so I'm good. I'm good. Wow. So I'm waiting for Bob to say, okay, glad you're here. We're gonna do Daddy Brubeck. Then I hear Sammy Davis gonna do Daddy Brubeck. I get an attitude. The day that we were lined up, start rehearsals, got word that Sammy was too sick to do the movie. So guess who's up the road? So I'm waiting for Bob to come down the line and say, you're next, you got the ball. As soon as he gets to me, the door opens up and Sam in
Yeah.
a wheelchair. Sometimes wheelchair. Sam knows I ignored him. And he invited me to dinner to a little place in Little Santa Monica. Real fancy nightclub, restaurant. I went and bought me a new blue suit. You
made a little money, you got a little money.
Yeah, when Henry said, Sam wants to have dinner, I said, yeah. Just Little Santa Monica, yeah, right. Then he went, yeah. So we bought the suit, gave the shoes, new tie. Went to the restaurant smoking Marlboros or smoking. Skip there at the restaurant and the matron goes, excuse me, not here, you know. I go, Mr. Davis, I'm guest Mr. Davis. He said, let me see. So he looks on the list and goes, Bushnell, I said, Benjamin VEREEN. He says, okay, come in. So I go in. I'm sitting at this long table and I'm waiting. I sit there like, it's supposed to be there at 7, I got there at 6:30. And I'm waiting 7, no Sammy. 7:30, no Sammy. 9 o'clock, no Sammy. I'm sitting with Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis and Johnny Cash and all these people, and Johnny Carson. Sitting all around the restaurant, they were looking at me. You see him looking at me, he's on this long table. So I figured he wasn't coming, so I got up to walk out, and he walks in with 50 of his closest friends here. He said, oh, you came.
That's it.
Sorry I'm late, you know. Okay, good, sit down. So I sit down between he and his agent and his wife. Sam says, he goes, you know, I did this show called Golden Boy some years ago, and with the black movement happening with the Panthers and everything, we need a voice that's angry, the black, brother that is in the street, he's angry about what's going on in society, and blah, 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 blah. And his agent says, ask him for a role. And what is it? Ask him for a role. So I went, Mr. Davis said, you got it. Boom, go off the London.
Wow. That's so it's in that track though that you are also understudying him, yes?
Yeah, well, what happened was, he wanted me to be his understudy. And he wanted me to play the brother, but Hilly Elkins, the producer, had hired someone to play the brother. So he said, okay, then let him be my understudy. And then Hilly Elkins said, well, we got you an understudy, Solani Satin, who's playing the Billy Daniel role. So I said, okay. He said, okay, you come anyway. You understudy everybody. And meanwhile, during that time of rehearsal, Martin Luther King was assassinated. So we had no understudy rehearsal. Samuel went on the air and tells the nation, be cool. Be cool. We fly to Chicago, and Sam's running around to each of the black groups and black gangs in Chicago, saying, be cool. Be cool. He was exhausted. So one day, we get to the theater, in the middle of the show, Sam can't go on for the rest of the show. Now, I had no understudy rehearsal. And the stage manager comes and says, you're on. I went, okay. You see? Okay. That's like when I did Roots. They said, you ride a horse? Yeah!
Say yes, learn later.
Yes, I'm on. So I went to the wardrobe department and said, you got to have an overcoat, a suit, made my own suit, made my costume. And I went to Sam and said, you got to pay, because he's wearing these shades. Do we have your shades? I took the shades, I got on stage. And I realized I couldn't play Lonnie Staten, play Billy Daniel role. I couldn't be that, because I wasn't at all. I was like about 24, 25. I play his son, see? In a coil.
Yeah.
So I'm playing this younger kid. and I put on the glasses. You never see Lonnie Satton's eyes until in the fight scene where he says to Sammy Davis' character, you know, because he's feeling all rough and everything, and the Lonnie Satton character touches him, and then he says, "Man, don't do that, man. I'm not into that stuff." And that's the first time you see my eyes. I take off my glasses and say, "Nigga, don't you ever." You have a good fight, okay? I'm a good fight. I walk off. Sam's in the wings. Curtain call, standing ovation. Sam goes, "I knew it." But it's been like that.
Yeah.
Saying yes, not to what humans say yes to, but yes to the universe. To whatever God you believe in, whatever higher power you call upon. Yes, I'm available. Use me. Use me.
Yielded.
Use me.
Yeah.
Now, that road's not gonna be pleasant all the time.
Well, this is what I want to get to, because then, like, things start to blow up. Jesus Christ Superstar, for sure. You get. I want to talk about this kind of Burt Williams situation, because now that your career, you've blown up, you are the flavor. Burt was an inspiration, and you developed this show around Burt, and everybody was loving you until this show.
Let me see what happened.
Talk about it.
I just,
Because we need to know about surviving those.
and thank you. You obviously saw Tony Brown's journal, but thank you. Tony Brown said he had a talk show those days. But anyway, what happened was I just wanted Tony. And my friend Jean-Claude for Pippin. And
Say that.
I took it to a restaurant I used to hang out. I called it Pettinese, run by my friend Jean-Claude. And we left it at the bar there, so everybody could see. That's been Roomstown. And so after the show, my friend called Griffin and I went to the bar, having a drink, and this guy is sitting beside me and says, "Man, you're really good at the show." I said, "Thank you, man." And yeah, he said, "You know, there was a time when black man couldn't be on the stage unless he wore blackface." Get out of here, man. I'm black already. Get out of here. You know it's true. Get out of here. The next day, there was a book waiting for me called Nobody, the story of Burt Williams. So I'm reading this book. I went, really? How he came from Antigua. How he was passing himself off as a Hawaiian in the late 1800s. How he was very talented, couldn't find work. You go to audition, a guy named George Walker goes, "You're not gonna get any work." He said, "Why, you're too light." I said, "Yeah, man, you gotta black up." So they blacked up and they started a group called the Two Coons. Got to know this about our history, baby. This is what we had to go through to be on the American stage. But we pursued it. Now, how did that all start? During slavery, the slave masters allowed our ancestors to entertain each other on a Sunday. These two white actors are walking down the road. They see these brothers and these entertaining themselves. The slaves entertaining themselves, they thought. One of them said, "I got an idea. Let's black up and do them." So they started a thing called the minstrel show. That's where you from, sir? What, Interlocutor? Tad Bones? And in the middle, you know. So, where you from? How old are you? Well, I don't know, really. I don't know. Well, Mr. Bones, I was just old guy, I got here. They started a whole dialogue, had a whole cast of people in blackface. So when slavery was over, we saw them doing us. We said, we can do us better than they're doing us. When we got up on that stage, they tarred and feathered us. They lynched us. Someone said, "I got an idea. Let's do them, but better." Burt Williams is one of those people. And what happened as a cause of that? The Black Renaissance. What happened because of that? Black theater. What happened because of that? Universities. You see, what you don't know, what we don't talk about, is the shuffling and all that stuff was all to distract y'all from seeing what we were really doing.
Yes.
We're building universities. We're educating black people. That's what we're doing. So yes, I did Burt Williams, and yes, I'll stand up for Burt Williams, yes, because that's part of my history. When Dick Ray Black did it for the inaugural, I said, look, I got to do the whole thing. For Reagan, I got the chance to see the whole thing. I figured any president needs to see this, it's Reagan. Because this guy gets in office, we're going back. So he's got to see what he's doing. So I get out there, I'm doing, I said, it's got to be shown. They said, no, it's supposed to be the whole thing. So I get out, I get on stage, and I do the cakewalk, and I go back to my table, and I take off the blackface and hold it out. Next day I go to the inaugural, it says headlines in Chicago, Black VEREEN disgrace to the race. I just done roots. I thought we were ready for this kind of stuff. I thought we were opening that closet and say, here's all the stuff. We're coming out now. I mean, we're worldwide. Everybody watch Roots, so we're ready for the black stories. Now ABC cut in half. So all you saw was the buffoonery. That's all y'all saw. Dick Gregory came to me and said, you gotta apologize. I said, Dick, I can't apologize. That's like asking a Hasidic Jew to apologize for the Holocaust.
That's right. Right.
And I won't do it. That's my Holocaust. This is my Holocaust. He said, okay, let's go on the road. So we went on the road. We went on the road, and we ended up doing a march in Shreveport, Louisiana, to take back the streets from the drugs. The drug dealers had a what do you call those things? A soda machine on the corner. And they had couches there. They wait for the cars to come by, and they get out and they give them the crack and stuff. So and mothers and our ancestors were afraid, grandparents afraid to come out of the house. We marched in the neighborhood, gave them back their streets. I went to San Francisco. Two brothers have been shooting each other. I organized the churches, organized the gangs. This is what we need to be doing.
I love, if we were to put a title on this talk, listening to you, I would call it a yielded life. A yielded life. Because it seems like every time you say yes, or every time you push even against those kind of headlines, you're able to shift atmospheres. You're able to shift dynamics and cultures and people. And I go, what would happen if you didn't? What would happen if you took that VEREEN's a disgrace to the race and said, F it and peace out? That we benefit from you yielding.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
That within me wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Amen.
My humanness said, hell with it. But the spirit within me said, no. I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah.
Through the fire,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go. Bring it on.
Yeah. You. Yeah. I'm looking at you now. Yes, we're up in age and things that happen. Weird. I'm trying to be, you old as hell, Ben. No. But you've come through. Yes. And here's my point. To those 79 years, you've come through some stuff physically. Car accident.
Yes.
Stroke.
Yes.
Cancer.
What?
Cancer. There we go. Because what do we call it? What do we call it? Well, there we go. I get it.
All right.
Get it. So, I want you to talk to us about overcoming those obstacles, when they said, you're not gonna walk again, this is gonna take you out, for them saying you'll never perform again. And then the door opening to that, talk us through that.
1992.
Yes, take us back.
I just did a visit for Michael Jackson here in New York. And I was going to go to Michael's rehearsal. Got my red Corvette, that's the last thing I remember. Next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital, broken. Now let me show you how the universe works. Prior to that, excuse me, I had met a woman in Chicago. Her name was Johnny Coleman.
Yeah. Christ University Temple.
Dr. Johnny Coleman. Now, I just, the miracle had happened, and a lot of black people, my people, I felt like a man without a country, without a people, alone. And I went to a church in LA. My friend Gilda Matthews took me to this church called the Agape Church. With Michael Beckwith.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, it was a Science of Mind church. And I said, oh, Science of Mind, y'all go. So I went to the church, and I'm waiting for this white guy to come and, preach. And I see this black guy sitting over there in meditation. I'm still looking for the preacher. Then Michael gets up and talks right to me, as if he read my. There was a woman in the audience. She recognized me. She said, "Ken VEREEN." I said, yes. She said, "I'm doing a thing in Chicago called Real Men Cook. Why don't you come help me?" I said, "Sure." I was in work. I couldn't find work. So I go to Chicago. So we're going around all these organizations, get promoted Real Men Cook. She takes me to this church, Christ University, and in the back, in the parking lot, and I walk back in the back of the church, and I go to this woman's office. Her name is Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. She's standing like this. "Hello, darling. You're my Benjamin."
Yeah. Back to go.
She said, "Come, darling, meet my children." So I go out into the house with her. I see 5,000 black people sitting in meditation. What? Allowing that within them to guide them.
Let me say why this is significant, because Dr. Johnny Coleman, was one of the most profound female pastors in Chicago. She pastored one of the largest churches
That's right.
in Chicago, ushering in this wave of new thought.
Yeah.
When people said she could never do it, she became one of the largest, not just in Chicago, but in the country. Christ Universal Temple was the church. If you weren't at Brazier at Apostolic, if you weren't at Trinity, Dr. Jeremiah Wright, you were at Dr. Johnny Coleman.
That's right.
And her ministry was so prolific that our first black mayor, Mayor Harold Washington, they conducted his funeral at her church. She didn't allow funerals at their church here before, but
No, she allowed you to talk about politics.
yeah,
Jesse Jackson came and started talking about politics.
she shut it down. Yeah,
I hear you now.
yeah,
She's about better living
yes, yeah,
for us people.
yeah, yeah, quite profound.
So she was sitting me at her dinner table and talked about the God within, not the God in the sky. Not some white guy in the sky with a long beard judging you. She said, then she looked up and said, "I don't think so." She said, "God is looking for us within you." And we had long talks, her and her assistant, Helen Carey. And right after that, I went to Los Angeles, and I came to New York, did Michael Jackson. Went to Los Angeles and had the accident. 3 accidents in one day. Hit the tree, hit my head on the roof of the car, walking home, had a stroke, was hit by a truck. I wake up in the hospital, don't know how I got there. I go to talk, I can't talk, I got a trach. I go to look down and I see my stomach's open, they're taking my spleen. I go to move my right side, I had a stroke. And my leg, they had an apparatus going around like this. I'm going, what happened? I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should go into the refrigerator because this is ridiculous. Anyway, thank you. When I woke up in the hospital, and the doctors looked at me and they said, Mr. VEREEN, you in a terrible accident. I'm going, I thought I should go to the refrigerator. We don't know if you will ever do what you did again. Said, they explained to me what had happened. And I was dazed. I looked up, my baby's in the room, my daughter, my wife, and praying. I mean, what I didn't know is that the word had gone out across the nation, around the world, and people were praying. Let me say something about prayer. Because people, I don't think understand my prayer. They go, oh, I pray, but it's not happening. No, it's not about that. Prayer is a vibration. When people come together, whereas when one or two are gathered, the vibrations. Now, word had gone out in Los Angeles that I had this accident. And unbeknownst to me, the lobby at UCLA Hospital was packed. People praying. I'm laying there thinking of myself, I can't do a thing. But I know there's something, because Johnny taught me, there's something within me that'll take care of it all. What? Here's the thing. That something within me will show up, but I gotta show up.
Yeah. Say that again.
I have to show up. I have to show up mentally. I have to show up with willingness. I have to show up with intent. Yes, God is there. Yes, Allah is there. Yes, Buddha is there to do the work. But you are the worker in the progress. So you must do the work so the worker can do its work. They tell me, the doctor came in and said it'll be 3 years if you'll ever walk it. If. Not you walking, if. As far as you, that singing and dancing and stuff you do, Ben, we think you should think about another occupation. So when they sent in the occupational therapist, I thought there were people to show me how to get a new occupation. I didn't know that the ones working to fine motor skills. I leave there and I go to a place called Kessler in New Jersey. Bonnie Evans, CEO. I arrived there, I'm on a walker, a trach, and hold on, back up. When I was in UCLA, God gave me the first word. There was a priest that came in, never forget this, he's from England. He go, oh, so what do we got here? He said, oh, you want to sing, do you? I said, okay, let's sing. Just look at that little old aunt. Thinks he can move that rubber tree plant. Everyone knows an aunt can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. I want to go get out of here. But that within me sent him, say you'll sing again. But then it comes a point where I said, I was reading a book by this guy, Stephen Hawkins, I think his name, who had this Lou Gehrig's disease. And I've written these books by scientists going, what? Who wrote these? And this man's always ahead. So I thought to myself, Lord, Father, Mother God, Mother, Father God, use me. Whatever your will is, I'll go. Ended up at Kessler. My orderly's name was a guy named Glenn Miller. My therapist's name was Jerry Lewis. And I was in there with a guy who shot. His name was Michael Jackson. Gregory Hines was doing a show, which I'd seen before I got in this accident, called Jelly's Class. I was working hard. See, they said it will be 3 years if you'll ever walk again. They. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I gotta do work. I gotta show up. I gotta show up. My God, my Allah, my Buddha works only if I
Do the work.
do the work. The intention of doing work. I went to see Jelly's Last Jam on my birthday that year. And I had another incident where I'd been in a show called Grind and hit my head on the scenery and I pinched the nerve. I didn't realize it, but I went to Dr. Mangiardi and he said, we gotta get you to the hospital right now. After the accident in '92, he said, we gotta operate on you now because we should be spinal cord. So they put a chip in my neck and I said, on my birthday, I said, I wanna go see what they say. They say. They said, I'd never do again.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here watching the show. Gregory and Savion Glover and the cast was magnificent. And then Gregory comes out, standing ovation, he stops him, introduces me to the audience, tears. And then he comes out and he says, when will he be ready? Now this is, the accident was in June. When will he be ready? What do you mean? He said, well, Keith David is leaving the show in April. If he can be ready by April 3rd, he's got the role. That's all I needed to hear. I went back up to Kessler with the body ever since. She said, okay, we'll see. So she took Jerry down, then my occupational therapist down to see the show. I'm sitting in my room waiting for her to come back and tell me, give me a word. And they look at me and she says, we can do this. 10 months later, woo, thank you. I invited all the doctors. I invited they.
Yeah.
I invited
they.
That's right.
Sit down front.
That's right.
I had a ramp, I had to walk down.
That's right.
I came walking down that way.
Yes, sir.
10 months later.
That is right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not me, it's not within me. You know, yeah, I was talking about, it's to announce it ain't over. It ain't over, folks. No matter what we're going through, it ain't over. Unless you said so. They.
They can say what they want.
They can say what they want.
I know that's right.
But yeah.
I love watching clips of you in that role. Of course, as I was looking through all the things, loved watching those clips. Even more, one of the other most profound performances, and I was in the audience for this, was for Fosse.
Oh,
When
yes.
you went into Fosse,
Yes.
and there was nothing more awe-inspiring than watching you do two things: Mr. Bojangles and bowl a chair.
Yes.
Because we look at the trajectory, we look at the history, and we go, you say what they say, but you go, that's a but God moment. That's a but God moment. From them saying, you'll never walk again, you'll never perform again. You did it one after the other. You, Jellies, Fosse, Wicked, the work continued. And so you move into this space now And it's the thing you've always done. You've done it for me, but now as we see you out and about, you've become Professor Pastor VEREEN.
Really?
Oh. Do you see your students? And this is just but a little bit. Your life is an education for us. I was joking with Anthony and with Terrence. I said, if you call Ben and he don't answer, and he rarely does, Mr. Green, there's this 3-minute inspirational message with music on there, but you gotta get to it. And I was like, he is going to bless you whether you get him or not. There was a gift either on the voicemail, and if you get him, or if you get a text from him, Lord, the texts are. So yes, you have moved into Professor Pastor VEREEN zone for us.
I just shifted my pulpit.
Well, and so that's what I love. I think that's the arc of this conversation for us. It's one, yes, a yielded life. Every conversation I have in this series, Black folks, some way, somehow, we're connected to the church. There's a divine connection that we all share, however it manifests itself later. But it is a
Interesting thing about the church. Isn't it? In Africa, when I think about it, we were tribes, so to speak, I say. But who built the pyramids? Who began mathematics, science? Who began spirituality? When I think about it, Christianity came and they gave it to us, but we used it for our elevation.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled. You're greater than. Now, I'm not knocking Christianity, it's all good. I'm not knocking Judaism, it's all good. I'm not knocking religion, but you're greater than. That thing within you, that God, that Allah, that Buddha, that Jesus, that great divine within you is greater, that it called Christianity to go and pull us from our homeland, to be used as our elevation to our today awakening. Don't be fooled.
Yeah, and all of those traditions, they all link on that principle. Greater is He that is
Within me.
than He. I mean, in Buddhist thought, and
All
yes, in Judaism.
they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would say this: there are many trails to the top of the mountain. There's only one mountaintop.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. I
We
don't care
can.
what- I don't care what trail you're on. Just get to the top of the mountain. I'll meet you there. Come on.
I can sit here with you all night, but I want to make room for at least 4 questions from the audience.
I have one.
So Jeremy, the mayor will jump right in.
I want to know what your parents felt and you felt when they saw you perform for the first time.
Mom, okay?
Yeah.
He and I go way back.
Yeah.
My mom always would watch, was always watching. The first time my dad saw me was in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Wow.
I'll never forget this. My mother talked to me coming to the show. I've been in the New York Times, people.
Yeah.
Front page, people. Dad was having nothing to do with it. It wasn't until I hit Chicken George on television. And he went, that's my boy. Jesus Christ Superstar, he comes to the show. And I'm singing, Jesus Christ, so who do you think that you really understand? And the show, he comes backstage. My mother, I said, Dad, what do you think? He said, boy, you better put some clothes on, it'll catch cold out there. I think he didn't see me in hair.
Right? For sure. But at least at some point he was able to give you an attaboy.
And he came to Pippin.
Yeah.
He came to Pippin. He didn't understand show business. Dad worked in the paint factory, you know. He was, you know, laborer, he was a television watcher. He didn't even go to baseball games or basketball games, he watched television. You know, Alvin Cassidy, that was his God, you know. So for him to step out into the theater and go like, what's this? And see me up on stage? Wow. I can imagine him sitting in the audience for the first time looking at me going, he called me Joe, because he could pronounce Benjamin, right? He said, Pauline, is that Joe up there? What's he doing? How come he ain't got no clothes on?
Oh my goodness. Well, thank God the career was so long that you could catch it and have an aha with it. Yeah. Thank you for that question, Jerry. Another question. Say your name.
My name is Terrence Archie. It's very good to meet you. It's an honor to meet you, sir. I wanted to know, is there a time in your career where you felt, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. Now I know an easy path to get into the work, be satisfied, and come out of it. Is there any moment like that for you?
That's an interesting question because of the fact that there's always aha moments in your life. If you close yourself thinking that's I got it, you ain't got nothing.
Sorry.
You ain't got nothing. I'm open and receptive, I'll go. I may hit my head, I may bump my head, I may fall down, but I'm going. Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Oh, that's good for me.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Stand up, say your name first.
Hi, my name's Jason Williams. Quick story, first of all, so such an honor to meet you. You were filming a movie in Wilmington, North Carolina in like 2000, I don't know, 7, 5, I don't know what year it was. But you were filming a movie in Wilmington, North Carolina, and my dad was your hair person, like he did your hair. And yeah, I don't know, it might have been a wig, I don't know. He was your hair person, and he showed you a video of me dancing in the hair trailer, and you told him, you're like, bring him to set, I want to meet him. So I come to set as a kid, and I met you at lunch one day, and we talked about dance, and you were like, keep going, keep going. And so I just want to thank you for that encouragement from back then to now. It's like such a full circle. I can't wait to tell my dad that like I'm sitting and talking to you again. But my question is, as a black man in the industry, and you grew up in a time that was it's mirroring the same as now with like racism and just prejudice and like all of the ignorance that happens within the industry. How did you remain, how did you fight like microaggressions where you didn't just go, fuck them? You know, like how did you stay in the space where you were grounded in like who you were and didn't you didn't feel like you had to fight the man? Like it wasn't you against them, you know?
That's a they question. They.
Yeah.
Put the barriers up.
Right.
But that within me said, no way.
Right, exactly.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I had to trust that within me to show up and deal with the situation. We as a people have gone through, I'm not neglecting the fact that we've had to fight prejudices and we're still fighting them.
Right. Yeah.
And here's the thing, we will overcome.
Yes.
To quote Martin Luther King. But here's something greater. We have overcome. As long as we attach ourselves to them, the they, we stay in slavery.
They got the power.
We're gonna take the chains off. We're just waiting for them. You know, I'm so annoyed what's going on right now, and we still reaching for that them. Isn't there enough of us to do our own thing?
Say it.
Say that.
Haven't we made enough money, enough with a reputation? Haven't we done enough among ourselves to celebrate ourselves and do for our own?
Yes.
Why is there still separation among us? Why? Why is this church, that church, the other church? Why don't they come together and pool their resources and do for the people? Not only them, the politicians as well. Yes, they're fighting for us on the hill, but we gotta be their backbones and tell them what to do. You know? It's not over. You think, oh, well, oh, you did that, you did that. No, I ain't done nothing. I ain't done a thing. I just did what Spirit wanted me to do. You too are doing what Spirit wants you to do. And we will not overcome, we are not overcome, what's the word I'm looking for?
Prevail. Transcend.
We have transcended, but we gotta accept the transcendation, that we are there.
Right.
Never mind what you think, what God thinks within me is the most important thing in the world. Huh? There will be, and there is, poverty. I don't know why. There is still genocide. I don't know why. These are human things. And I hope one day the human gets over it. But we who are living in the spiritual realm are above it. And we must work so that those still living in the human will see the light. It's like Hildebrand says, and come to the light. Because we're holding it in the window. That's what the art's all about, isn't it? Holding up the light. Here we are. Here we are. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. They're giving education instead of enlightenment. Because they're teaching us how to make a living instead of how to live. If we're taught how to live, we wouldn't be having this conversation. There would be no need for it. Because we know how to love one another, how to protect one another, how to share with one another, so that everybody has. There's no reason there's hunger in the streets. I was watching this brother sit in the street, handsome looking man, on the street corner begging for nickels and dimes. I said, why? What is the mentality that causes a brother to sit there and say, let's bring our own to the table. Let's sit down. We built the table, people. Come sit down and enjoy the feast.
I think that's a beautiful way to conclude this evening. Thank you for this invitation to the table. The feast was good. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. To those of you who are online, thank you for joining us. Thank you
You're online, you watching this?
Thank you so much for joining us. This is also a bit of a fundraiser event for us. So if you are able to give, hit us up at www.blackbroadwaymen.org. Go there and you'll see all the information to allow you to support the work financially of the organization. For those of us who are here, there's a QR code that is around. You can see either one of us, Terrence, myself, Sir Rock. We'll be happy to take a donation if you feel so inclined to do so, large or small. We're grateful. The work that we're doing is a playwrights initiative. We will come back with the Hidden Battle Day of Dance, these kinds of gatherings. So there is work to support that we are doing. And so whatever you see fit to give. We take money that folds, money that jingles, however you see fit to give it, would be most grateful. So just see us before you leave if you feel so inclined.
And do not let the word black frighten you away. Understand, black is before you can see the light.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
We're here so you can see the light.
May I ask one question?
Come on, you sorry. You like, it's really short. It's really standing up. Say your name.
It is an honor to meet you and speak with you and to be in your presence. You have impacted all of us in such a great way. And my question is to you is, how does it make you feel when you have conversations, when you have moments like this, where you see in real time the legacy, the impact, the change, the shift, the inspiration, the drive that you have in place in all of our hearts? How does that make you feel? And did you ever see this for yourself?
Highly blessed. And all I can say is thank you for receiving. Had you not received, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So thank you. Thank you. Thank all of you for receiving what came through. So thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I can do.
Thank you.
I'm grateful. I'm in gratitude. That's how I feel today.
We love you so much, and I think it's only fitting that we give this legend a standing ovation.
My name is Anthony Wayne, and I'm so grateful to be part of Black Broadway Men. I'm so happy to see it all kind of come together, and this night was so beautiful. VEREEN just gave us so many nuggets of jewels, of light, of love. His idea and his specificness about unity and about also being the vessel was so beautiful. So I will carry that with me for the rest of my life. VEREEN, thank you so much for everything you've done, everything you do, and everything that you are. I'm so blessed to stand on your shoulders and to know that there's more to come after us, but because of you, we are. So, thank you.